Hey guys, so today's video is my 10 picks for fall from Sephora, and these are items that I like to purchase when the weather starts to get a little bit cooler, when my skin starts to get a little bit drier, when my hair starts to get a little bit more staticky, when I want kind of different home fragrances and things like that. So I thought I'd go over the 10 products that I like to use and kind of stock up on when the weather gets a little bit cooler. And this video is sponsored by Sephora. Thank you so much to Sephora. You guys know how much I love Sephora, how much I shop there. And if you guys haven't signed up for their Beauty Insider program, you definitely should. It is free. And I was reminded of this fact because this past week? I'm a Rouge member, and we actually got one of those Rouge perks where we were able to shop for like holiday releases for one day early, and those releases have gone away and they won't be coming back until like the holiday season. And I thought that is one of the great perks that you get being a beauty insider at Sephora. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Of course, I will leave a link to everything down below in my description box, where you can find more information about the Beauty Insider program, where you can sign up, and of course, all the products that I'm going to be talking about. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So I have two makeup products to talk about. The first one is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette in Sculpture. This is the new one that just came out, and for some reason I am really drawn to this one a lot more than the ones in the past. The ones in the past I've liked, I've really enjoyed. I really love the Unlocked palette. That one probably is still my favorite, but this one I just really enjoy. I think it's because the bronzer in here works for me. A lot of the bronzers in the past, admittedly, don't work for me. I think the tone is a little bit too warm for me, or the micro glitters in there bother me. But this one is a very smooth formula, and the tone really works. It's definitely on the warmer side. I mean, it is a bronzer, but it's not orangey. It's a little bit more peachy, and I really like that. And then we have the dim light, the diffuse light, which is in almost all of their ambient lighting edit palettes. We have this great strobe powder in there, which is really beautiful. It does have little micro glitters in there. I do think a lot of it brushes away when you apply it, so this does end up looking very smooth. And then I really enjoy that there's like a really bright, warm kind of blush, which I love, although I do feel like it's a little bit I guess typically more appropriate for like the warmer months, like spring, summer. I kind of think of blushes like this. But this Mood Exposure blush, which is part of their existing line, I actually have it in like the single pan. I really love. This is one of those cooler blushes that I really enjoy. I tend to gravitate towards blushes more that are pink and coral, but this one is really great. So I'm just getting along really well with this ambient lighting palette. Like I said, I've always liked them in the past and I've always appreciated them. I think they're always so beautiful and they're fun and they're great for travel. But this one, especially, I feel like I'm getting along with. So this is definitely coming with me into the cooler months because I really like that cooler toned blush, and I like how this bronzer isn't too warm. And then the other makeup product I want you to talk about is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. This palette is like so perfect to me. I love this cooler toned palette. I love all of the shimmers in here. This is basically a palette full of one and done eyeshadows, which you guys know I really love. I love like a shimmery taupe. I love like a shimmery champagne shade. And this palette is really just like full of those. We have like a warmer toned gold here, but that's it. Everything else has like a pretty gray kind of undertone to it. This one is another kind of outlier, this like pink color, but the rest are really just these gorgeous taupes. Like these two and this one I have been going hard with. Oh, and this. All of them, all of them. I don't know why I'm trying to point out singular shades because I really love all the shimmer shades. And then the 5 matte shades in here are like perfect. We have a really light one, we have a really deep one, and then we have 3 like transition shades, which work really well for my skin tone. I'm so happy with this, and I really feel like my makeup mood is changing a bit for the fall winter. I'm starting to become a little bit more interested in like a matter foundation. I know, who am I? And like a whole kind of cooler, kind of like more stoic kind of like makeup look. And I'm kind of loving it. So anyway, this to me really speaks of fall, winter, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. So that's the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. The rest of the products I have in here are for like body and hair and like skincare and fragrances and things like that. So I did want to mention the Jo Malone Fig and Lotus Flower Cologne. I did just purchase this and I have been wearing this every day since I purchased it. It grows on me the more and more I wear it. When I first wore it, it's a little bit different for me. So I was kind of getting used to it. I was like really analyzing it, like what is it that I smell? And now that I've just kind of gotten used to the scent, I just really like once it settles down, when I catch like whiffs of it during the day, it just smells really clean. It smells very fresh. I do feel like it's a little bit unisex and it's just great. And I love that it's different for me and that I really enjoy it. Sometimes I pick up fragrances for me. They kind of appeal to me when I first smell them, like, oh wow, that's pretty. And then I just kind of get sick of it. The opposite has been true of this one. It's just really grown on me and I've really been enjoying it. It just has a very clean, very light, clean, floral kind of scent. I think the vetiver in here really keeps it from being too light and too floral or fruity. It really keeps it kind of earthy. So I've really been enjoying this. And then the other fragrance I wanted to mention, and we're just going to count this as one thing, but this is the Chanel Coco Noir. And I purchased this in the springtime and I've just been like waiting for the weather to get a little bit cooler. Obviously you can wear this whenever you want, but for me, it just seemed perfect for like colder nights and it has such a warm scent to it. It's really deep. It's a very kind of evening kind of fragrance. So this is definitely coming out. I wore it maybe a few times in the spring, summer, and it just didn't, for me, it just didn't seem appropriate. Like I really like citrusy scents. That's really my comfort zone. And so in the spring, summer, I just kind of doused myself in those scents, but I'm really excited to be using more of this now that the weather's a little bit cooler. And then speaking of fragrances, let's talk about home fragrance. So again, when it comes to home fragrance, spring, summertime, I really like floral scents. I really like citrusy scents. I really like that fresh linen kind of scent. But come fall, winter, I like scents that are like a deeper floral. I like scents that are really woodsy. I like that kind of fireplace or like campfire kind of smell. I really like evergreen kind of scents. So this candle was actually recommended to me by Glam Dr. Mona. She was like, wait, you like wood burning scents? I was like, oh yeah, I love it. She's like, oh, you have to get this. So this is the Margiela replica candle in By the Fireplace. And this definitely has like a woodsy kind of smell to it, but it also has this very sweet, it's almost like if you're roasting chestnuts over a campfire. So it has that sweet smell, but you also smell the burning wood. And it actually reminds me of New York City a little bit because you have all of those vendors on the street corners roasting chestnuts. They smell a lot better than they taste, by the way, but it smells so great. It's like really sweet and almost caramelly, and I just absolutely love it. So this is actually my second one. I burned through the first one that I purchased like last year, so I had to get another one. But oh yeah, you can really smell the wood smoke, and then there's just a little bit of like sweetness on top. Oh, it is so fantastic. I really love this in the cooler months. In the warmer months, it just feels a little heavy. So yeah, I've been waiting to like repurchase this for the cooler months. So that is the replica candle in By the Fireplace. So come the fall, winter, even though I live in the desert and it is pretty dry all the time, there's something about the fall and the winter when the temperatures drop and it's dry, it is like a double whammy. So my lips, my skin, everything just gets really dry. My hair gets really staticky. So I purchased this, just kind of looking for something to kind of help my lips out, and I love it. This is the Tatcha Kissu lip mask. This is wonderful. I am not generally a lip mask kind of person. I don't like a lot of goop on my mouth when I go to sleep, or if I have used them in the past, I don't really feel like they've done much. Like my lips will feel great when I wake up, but by the time I have some coffee and brush my teeth, I feel like the effects have already gone away. This one really lasts a long time. And in fact, I put this on during the day. Actually, when I hauled it, I actually put some on, left it on, and had a meal, and it was still like the effects of the mask were still there, and I could still feel a bit of it on my lips through a meal. And I was like, wait a second. So I wore it that night again, and when I woke up, I soft, pillowy lips like it promises, I just feel like the effects lasted longer than most lip masks that I've used. And I've used quite a few, but this one just has like a really nice texture to it. It's not just kind of like a thick lip balm or like a Vaseline feeling kind of balm. It really is like a jelly. So it has like a lighter kind of feel to it. It doesn't have that kind of like ointment kind of like texture to it. It's just, yeah, it's just like a lot lighter, and there's no added fragrance to this, but it does have just the slightest bit of a fruity kind of scent to it because it's a Japanese peach lip jelly. So I think there must be Japanese peach in here. It's so faint. It's not like something that's going to bother you. That's another thing I don't really like about lip masks. I don't want to go to bed with anything like too fragranced on my face. So anyway, this has been wonderful. I love everything about it. The texture, you know, how it actually makes my lips, the very light kind of like peach scent to it. All of it is fantastic. And it actually comes with a little gold spatula, which of course I have lost already. So if you don't want to dig your nail in there, it does come with like a little gold spatula, which is really great. And what, you know, goes on with my lips, the same thing kind of goes on, especially with my hands and like my forearms, just everything starts to get really dry and really scaly and really flaky. And this LXMI, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but they actually sent this to me and they are carried at Sephora, and this is awesome. This is a nourishing balm to oil. It's like a solid balm. So it comes out like this, and what I like to do is just put a little bit like that on the back of my hand, and I have areas of my hand that get exceptionally flaky and scaly. It's so gross, but like right here on my hand gets really dry. Obviously my knuckles and then my cuticles get really dry. So I'll take this, and then you can kind of break it up and like melt it down to like this oil. And then I just kind of spread it all over my cuticles, and then I spread it in that one area that's really scaly, and then I brush it over my knuckles. And it's so healing. And another thing I like about this, much like the lip mask, is that it's not like ointmenty. So there's nothing kind of like sticky about it. And because it's a solid balm, it doesn't feel too oily either. It's not like too gross or slick. I mean, I definitely feel like I have something on my hands, but it's not like distracting to me where I feel like I have to wipe it off or I have to wash my hands, which would negate everything you just did. But this has been really great, especially with the extra hand washing and with the colder weather coming. I've been really enjoying this, and it's been great for my cuticles. And I feel like this season, I finally caught it in time, because usually I don't think about it or I forget about it until it's too late. And when you get that crack in your cuticle and it starts to bleed, it's like, it's a goner. It's a goner. It's so hard to heal once it cracks. So I feel like I'm being very proactive, and hopefully we won't have any cracked cuticles this season. And there's no like fragrance or anything. It just smells kind of spa-like. And there's only one ingredient in here, and it is shea butter. And shea butter is one of the best like inclusives out there. I happen to really love shea butter. I actually look for shea butter in like moisturizers and things like that, and it's just awesome. So anyway, this has been really helpful for my hands, but you could use it really anywhere you have like dry patches. I'm sure I'm gonna start using it on my elbows soon. And I've been loving this face mist. So this is the Fresh Vitamin Nectar Antioxidant Glow Water. And I wouldn't necessarily use this as like a last step in my makeup, like in terms of like a setting spray that's gonna keep my makeup on all day. But I do like using this if my powder's too powdery, if I maybe just put too much on, or if I'm trying a new powder and I feel like it looks a little bit heavy. I really like using this because it's just kind of like a fresh water. It feels very clean. There's no like stickiness to it. I really feel like it's just a nice kind of layer of moisture. And recently I've started just using it just when my face is feeling really dry. So the bottle of this is metal. So when the mist comes out, it's very cool, and the mist is really fine. And it's just really refreshing, and it just has the ever so slightest citrus scent to it, which I do love. So I've been loving this, and this is definitely going to be really handy come the cooler months. I definitely use face mists more when it's colder out, when my skin will like midday just feel really parched randomly. I think this is gonna come in very handy. So that is the Fresh Vitamin Nectar Antioxidant Glow Water and some bath products. So this I purchased maybe a couple months ago. This is the Way Scalp and Body Scrub. And I actually have yet to use it as a scalp scrub. I've been using it as a body scrub. I love the scent of this. This is like a light floral, slightly sweet, just really fresh kind of fragrance. And I love it. And what's really nice about this particular scrub is the consistency. It's almost like a jelly consistency. So whenever I've used scrubs in the past, they're either in like almost like a solidified oil balm type of consistency, like that's the base of it with the scrubby bits in there, or it's in something that's kind of like a body wash. This is like a jelly, and because of that, it's really easy to handle. Like I don't feel like as soon as I start like spreading it onto my legs, let's say, that it just kind of all falls apart. I'm trying to, you know, get all the scrubby bits and kind of control the situation, you know, because like the shower's running on you or whatever. This, because of that like kind of like jelly consistency, it all kind of stays together. It just makes it really easy to use, and you really need not as much because of it, because it doesn't just kind of like run off with like the shower or whatever. It's just really, really great. I love like the consistency of it. I love the scent of it, and I love the scrubby bits in there. There's definitely enough to be effective, but it's not too rough where I feel like I'm overdoing the exfoliation. It's really great. These bath salts are, I just love them. I just love them so much. Tara Babies here on YouTube, she turned me onto these, and I got them, first got them when I hurt my back, and they were great, really, really great for that. It's not like it permanently fixed my back or anything, but if I bathed at night and I use these bath salts, it's like it calmed whatever was going on in my back enough so that I could at least fall asleep. So it's just very therapeutic. I need to buy another jar of this. And come the fall winter, I definitely up my bath taking, because in the summers, I just feel like it's too hot. It doesn't feel relaxing or refreshing or soothing in any way. I just feel like I'm sitting there just really being hot, and I don't like that. So anyway, I'm gonna be taking a lot more baths, and I need to definitely re-up on these bath salts. And I love the like really, really fresh kind of like herbal scent to it. It's therapeutic, not just in the salts and the CBD, but also like the aromatherapy that you get from it. Oh, it's fantastic. It's really great. So the Lord Jones high CBD formula bath salts, a big favorite, and definitely going to be using a lot more of this in the fall winter. And then last but not least, and I'm definitely running low on this is my favorite dry shampoo. So this is the Szechuan Dark Dry Powder Shampoo. My hairdresser in New York, he turned me onto this, and wow, I have not looked back. I tried so many different dry shampoos before that. The Oribe, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Oribe. I don't like the Gold Lust dry shampoo. The texturizing spray is nice, but I feel like this is a little bit better. And I'm talking about this now because come the fall winter here, it gets cold, it's very, very dry. The static electricity here is almost deadly. It's like you can see the sparks. Like if you go to like, you know, hit your light switch or something, you can actually see the sparks. So the static electricity is like super high here. And so my hair gets really, really staticky really easily. And when I put the dry shampoo in there, it just kind of tames it. And I focus it definitely at the roots of my hair because it really helps obviously with oils, and it gives my hair some texture and some body. But if I just lightly spray it kind of all over, it ends up acting kind of like a static guard. And I love it. I love it. The powder in here really helps kind of keep my hair from, you know, just flying away, and it keeps the static electricity at bay. And they have like another one that doesn't have the dark, doesn't have any of the like the coloring in there, but obviously I have dark hair, so I do enjoy the dark dry shampoo. It's not like a root touch-up spray at all. It just doesn't look powdery in my hair whatsoever. So this is my favorite dry shampoo, and I definitely need to get yeah, I definitely need to get another bottle going into fall winter so my hair just doesn't fly away. So that is it for my fall picks from Sephora. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what some of your picks are for when the weather turns colder. I would love to hear from you. Definitely love to hear like what candles you start to burn when the weather turns, and you know, like skincare that you need to add on or whatever. Would love to hear from you. Let me know down below in the comment section. And a huge thank you to Sephora for sponsoring this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.